Hi, I'm Katrina Bowden, and you are watching Engagement 101.
For the girl out there, let's say, that's been dating somebody for a couple of years and he still hasn't proposed, what are some tips maybe you have for her for dropping the hint?
I think it's normal to talk about the idea of marriage. I know when my husband and I we talked about we want to get married, we want to spend our life together, and I just made sure to make it obvious that you don't need to do it now. Like, whenever you want to do it is fine with me. I think that would have changed if it had been like 10 years and nothing had happened, but after about 2 years I was like, oh, it's fine, like, we can get married whenever, I wasn't in any rush, so then that made it more of a surprise. I think if you pressure somebody, you're going to scare them away.
At 2 to 3 years, I don't believe in hints. I believe in being very blunt. You got to get it out in the open. I think usually by the 2-year mark, you need to start having a conversation. Do you want to get married? When do you think you'd want to get married? Let them know that you're ready to get married. And if a lot of guys are commitment phobic, you eventually have to give an ultimatum. I had a girlfriend that dated her boyfriend for 8 years, and she loved him and they were perfect together. And finally she was like, I have to move on if you don't propose. And he did, so.
Guys can be, clueless in that area and sometimes very nervous about it. She has to make sure she's really ready. If she really loves him and knows that he really loves her, she can give some hints, but then a guy likes to also feel like he's the one taking control. If he doesn't do that, then you can be more blatant. But usually it just happens naturally. You don't have to really, when it's the right.
Make it happen.
Yeah, and if he doesn't get the hint after a while, then he may not be ready for it, and you're just gonna have to either accept it or move on.
I mean, if you've been together for 3 years straight and you haven't talked about marriage, there's something wrong. That's a long time, you don't want to waste your time with someone you're not going to marry. It has to come up in conversation, whether it be organically. I mean, there's so many ways that you can talk about it. It doesn't have to be awkward or weird.
What are some hints that she can drop? Tear out sheets?
Ask the guy this.
Okay, let's do that. What are some hints that a woman can drop for a guy for the type of ring that she wants or that she's ready for a proposal?
Just designs that she really fancies, or location where these things are made, things like that. Slowly, just lead into it subtly,
Not to overwhelm a man, right?
Exactly. Don't scare us away with all that talk too quick.
I think if you're dating someone and they're not ready to move on to the next phase and you are, just look for somebody else. Because I feel like with guys, it's not about can you change their mind, it's about are they ready? And usually the best match is a guy who's ready for that next step in his life before he even meets you. So I think it's time to try for a new one if he's not committing.
A lot of people have been asking, how do you keep a marriage alive? Because you and your wife have been married for a very long time. So what are some tips? What's some advice that you have?
The advice is very simple. Sometimes we have to compromise and meet each other somewhere in the middle.
Hi, I'm Madison, and you are watching Engagement 101.